So you
Small
say
detail.
hello. Can you say hello, James?
Yes, hello everybody.
It's yours not on.
Oh, I'm not on either.
You're not on. We are not on. We will be on. Oh my God.
5. So they're hearing us somehow.
All right.
Hello, hello, hello. You welcome to Granny Rocks. This is Sweet Baby James, and over here we have Granny Rocks herself, otherwise known as Beth Green. We've been running a little late tonight. I just breezed in from out of town, and we just finished a very quick dinner, and here we are.
A half a quick dinner, or
A fraction,
right,
a mere fraction.
a mere fraction. But anyway, we are here, and I'm sorry for the delay, but we are, and this is Beth Green, and this is Granny Rocks, and I'm very happy to see you. So tonight I want to talk about success, and there's a lot of aspects to it. You know, I'm not going to badmouth it. You know, but anyway, success. It
Oh, by the way,
can.
Todd says he can't hear you. You could have this closer
Testing.
to your mouth.
Oh, is that a new message?
Stop the presses. Well,
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, it's not showing that I'm on.
well, it's the lights on, so
This is on.
yeah.
This
Is your
in.
receiver on?
Yes,
Okay,
I think. No, it's not.
there's the answer.
Hello. 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 No, it was on. James,
Now you just turned it off?
no, I just turned it off. It was on to start with. Can you hear me now? No. Why?
Amy says your voice volume is very low. No change after moving your head mic. Crank up the volume.
This can't be it. There's something wrong again. Okay, this is on.
It's a mystery.
It's plugged in, and
Yeah.
I'm not. Okay, I may have to borrow your headset, James.
Yeah, maybe.
We're only hearing me
You through James's
James'
mic. Huh.
Okay, hello, testing, testing. This is definitely not working, and I don't know why.
Want to
Okay.
switch mics?
All right.
Switch
Okay,
packs
I'll
or just the
get
whole
very
thing?
friendly.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
going to be very friendly
Yeah,
here.
she's just talk to
Okay,
me, baby.
how's
Talk to
that?
me.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
And the answer is we are only hearing you through James's mic. We just
Right,
heard that. Yeah,
right.
saw that.
Okay. I just don't understand. So, all right, let's. Okay, tell everybody that I'm frantically at work trying to fix
Yeah,
the problem.
Beth is frantically at work trying to fix the problem. So just please bear with us.
And I have no idea what the problem is.
And Todd says not hearing the piano very well either. So that's bizarre. Maybe it's something in the equipment down there.
Okay, check the connect. Okay, now it's working. This is
Yeah,
working.
Yeah, we can see that now.
Okay, can you hear the piano now?
Well, we can certainly see that it's working.
Can you hear the piano?
It's working now, Todd says.
Okay.
We're on.
Perfect.
We are on. We're so on.
It's
What
always
are we
something.
on? What are we on?
We are. It's always something. Okay, excellent. I just replugged in everything.
So on this theme of success, that was not quite a success,
No,
but
not
now we
a
ultimately had a
success.
success.
Okay, so that's right. So I want to talk about success tonight, and there's a lot of aspects to the issue or the question of success.
Oh, please elaborate.
Well, first of all, this is the Granny Rock Show, and I am Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks. And Amy said, I
Yes,
am
you
the
and the piano are perfect. volume now.
Excellent. I thought you meant we were just perfect.
Oh, really?
That's
Well,
okay. So anyway, so I want to talk a little bit about what is success. What do we think it is? What does it cost? Is it what it's cracked up to be? And what is the real gift of success?
Ooh. Okay.
Sometimes.
All right.
Well, first of all, what the heck is success?
Do you have an idea about that?
Well, I think that success has to do with completion.
Okay.
You know, like you give yourself a task and then you complete it, and that's success. It doesn't necessarily mean that the task itself has any particular value.
Right.
So, Amy says that you guys are
That
perfect.
too. Yeah, you guys
Aw.
are perfect to me. Thank you, Amy.
Now that's a So you see what I mean? Like, okay, so we need groceries, and I send James out to get it because, of course, I can't go shopping. I don't.
And so if I come back with groceries, it's a
Then
success.
it's a success.
But if I forgot something, not so much.
Well, and actually, even more so, it's a success if you come back with the groceries and you haven't had an automobile accident.
Oh, there you go.
That's a real success. Okay, so, but a lot of people think of success in another way, right? They think of success as money, fame,
Being highly regarded.
highly regarded. But everybody has really their own vision of what success is. You know, and some of us are lying to ourselves about what our vision is. Like, okay, I can say, oh, it's really just the doing of it. Oh, I've composed this great piano concerto. Nobody listens to it, but I can feel it successful because I did it. Well, I mean, in a sense, that's true. I did do it. I completed it, if I did complete it, and I can call myself a success. But deep down inside, do I really feel like a success?
There's a higher bar here.
Yeah, or do I really want people to listen to it? Or is even listening to it enough? Is it that I want people to listen to it and praise it?
Oh, right. It's not enough just to have a lot of people listen to it.
So is it just completion? Well, let's get honest with ourselves. How many of us want to sweat and sweat and sweat and then have nobody listen? Or listen and not like it, or at least not applaud? I mean, you know what I mean. As long as you pretend to like it, I can feel successful.
That's right.
So
They can applaud simply because you put out the effort or you tried.
that's right. I know a lot of people said, but you gave it a wonderful try, right? So I will tell you very honestly, you know, speaking about music, so you go to an open mic and there's only 3 people there and they're all performing.
Right.
You know, so you do a wonderful job and you say, okay, that was a great success because I did a wonderful job. But wouldn't it have been a lot better if there had been, at least been 5 people there, right? I don't really feel like a success. So we can see that a lot of what we do and think about as success has to do with the values that we have and the society that we live in and what society thinks is successful, right? So let's say you're a parent and your child is running off with a rock star. Well, you say, oh my God, a drug addict. I don't want my child going off and living that life. But if that rock star becomes like a really big rock star and is invited to the Kennedy Center and has a lot of money and is talked about everywhere, a lot of parents will suddenly say, well, maybe he's not so bad, or maybe she's not so bad. You know, we are very influenced, aren't we? To even in what we think successful is. So I hope that somebody is identifying with what I'm saying because I don't want to be the only one who's embarrassed in the group.
I identify with it.
If you
I've
do,
written a couple of books that hardly anybody read.
yes,
You've written 6 books.
that hardly anybody has read.
Right.
Does that
So-
make me a success or a failure?
Well, I'd say your books are great.
Right. You see,
And
that's why I married
that's as
him.
far as the success went.
That's right. Well, there are some.
But they've had
people-
influence on some people.
Some people. So
So
I
that's
say,
a
okay,
success too.
that's right. I say, okay, this is a success in my mind. So I have to define for myself what a success is. Now, am I a success because I go to medical school, which, as a matter of fact, Amy did and became a doctor? But is it a success just that I went to medical school and I passed the exams and I stayed awake? Is that enough? Or do I have to end up with a doctor next to my name to be a success? Is it enough to actually have
If
studied?
you go to medical school and fail to get that MD, that is not a success.
Unless you redefine success to be completion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. If you complete your
If you
studies.
complete your studies. Now, because supposing somewhere along the line you're thinking, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a doctor or a nurse or a vet or an architect or a secretary or the president of a company. I don't really like it. I don't want to do it. So is it a success if you complete it and you get the job but you don't like it? Is your life a success? I don't think so. And will you feel that it is? Now, let's take another aspect of the success thing. Let's say you are, in the world's eyes, a success. You walk proud in the street. And you're a really big success. And then you find that you can't walk in the street anymore because people will stop you and say, "Are you Beth Green? Didn't I see you on
Oprah?
Oprah?" And all of a sudden, your life, you think success is going to give you wonderful things. Money, right? Or status. But supposing it's taken away something really important like your privacy, your marriage,
Peace.
peace. Maybe you can't walk down the street anymore without being accosted by paparazzi who are taking your picture. Now, at first, maybe for the first 15 minutes, you say, "Oh my God, I can't walk down the street without people taking my picture. I'm so important. I'm so successful." And then when does that get really boring? You know what I'm saying? So there's a big price that we're paying for that success.
Not to mention the stress that comes with trying to maintain the success.
Now that is the next point. First of all, the stress to get the success. Oh, I have to work 80 bazillion hours to knock out hit song after hit song. And everybody says, well, this album, I'm talking about music, but this could be anything.
Or
right?
just moving up the hierarchy in a company
Yes.
or a law firm or
Yes.
whatever.
Right, and more stress, more stress.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to take on bigger clients. I was so shocked when I started working with lawyers, successful lawyers, how many hours they worked, how little sleep they got. I thought, ugh, ugh, ugh. And yet it's in the norm to say, well, that's it. look, Elizabeth said hello, and Todd said yay. I think that was a while ago.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Yeah. Hi
So
there.
and she sent a
Hi
heart
there.
of love.
Hi there.
Thank you,
We'll take
Elizabeth.
it. We'll take it. So
And Todd, yay back.
it takes a lot to be successful. You don't just wake up one morning and become Lady Gaga. If
Right.
Lady Gaga is now, a big star and considered successful.
She is.
But I still want to get even deeper into the issue of success. There are other prices for success. And I think you were talking about this, James E., which is the price, the stress about maintaining that success. If you buy that big house somewhere, you've got to keep paying the mortgage unless you are incredibly wealthy. You have no mortgage. Or you might have to pay these unbelievable property taxes. Or you have all those grounds that need manicuring. Or that house that's so big it has to be cleaned. Or this or that. And you discover that the house is cold because it's so damn big that you just can't warm up. And it's like, oh, but I'm looking so successful on the outside. So there's those kind of stress. But the stress of keeping it up, his last album was nothing compared to the ones that he did 20 years ago. Oh, Bob Dylan, his best work was in the 60s. And now he's 80 years old, right? And that was 60 years ago. Well, maybe to him, what he's doing now is better. See, what the people who can just turn their noses up at success and say, I don't care, are the ones who really benefit. They can get what they want out of it, maybe access to the powerhouses of the universe so that somebody will come out and then will actually record your next album. So there might be something advantageous about that rather than you scrounging, contacting every record label in the world who says, who? Beth who? Beth who? So then they've got a deaf ear to you. But if you're successful, they're going to pick up the phone. But then who did they want you to be? Who you were when you were successful. So, oh my God, that's another problem with success. And then we can get so wrapped up in it. And that is one of the biggest causes, is that we start to believe it. We start to buy the bull.
And even success on a very modest level of just making just enough money to pay the bills, support yourself, support the family, and living an insecure existence of hand to mouth, from month to month, trying to keep up with your bills.
Right, because when
and then what if inflation happens and all of a sudden you can't afford things?
Exactly. What if you have success there and you've extended yourself because you think it's going to last forever, and then you discover something that is an expression that came to me. Today, they talk about how everything that glitters is not gold.
Right.
Well, success flitters. It may not glitter, but it flitters. Because you may be the pet rock of 2022. And how many guys went out there and, they put out a successful album. I do seem to be talking about musicians a lot, but this could apply to anything, right? And then it's gone. And then you'll never feel whole again because you failed after having been successful.
Or you simply lost your job.
Ah.
Oh my God. Feeling useless and a loser.
And then you have to sell your house. And then your children are watching the company, the repossession company,
right.
carrying your furniture away. And sometimes the stress of that just makes you obsess about what you're doing. Oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do, and all of a sudden you're not paying any attention to your loved ones.
And one of the biggest costs was with all that pressure to maintain your situation, you lose sight of yourself. You can lose sight of yourself
Yes,
because we often try to contort and conform and fit in to a position
that's
that
right.
pays us money
That's
and
right.
gives us some feeling of success, even though we're not suited for it, and it's alienating.
Absolutely true. So we can look at people who have success in the corporate world who are out there snorting cocaine in the bathroom so that they can keep up this high level of functioning that's not really a high level of functioning so that they can keep their jobs. And then, especially if you have attracted people based on your success and they're looking at you and you stop delivering. And then
A
there's
lot of pressure.
the other way. And look at that,
Oh,
Kay.
Kay says good night to both of you and
Hello.
sends hearts of love
Hello, Kay.
and
Hello.
a flag from her country.
Hello. So, what would I do to keep my success? Every time you make a decision, let's say whether you're in the corporate world or you're in the arts or you're doing literature or really anything, or you think of yourself as a successful parent. Okay, what is a successful parent?
Oh, that's a toughie.
Oh, yeah, the successful
Are
parent.
the kids going to let you be a success, look like a success?
Right. Oh,
Not
yeah.
so much.
They're the perfect student, and then you're the success, and then that child has to go through whatever it has to go through. You know what I mean? And suddenly you don't look successful anymore. And it's really the right thing for the child to go through these horrible times. But people are looking at you and say, what happened to you? What happened to your family? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why did we need success to start with? Is to try to prove something about ourselves anyway. You know, if you just say, I want to complete this project, and then you look at it in the middle and you say, I don't want to complete this project. This is a total waste of time. Should I even do that? We have freedom. But you say, oh no, I started on this project. I have to prove something. I have to finish this project.
Oh,
I have to prove that I am somebody. I am somebody. And then there's always somebody coming after your success who wants their success. And they're younger and they're prettier or they're smarter or they have better connections. So all of that is pretty obvious, right? But what is the greatest gift of success?
I give up. What?
The greatest gift of success is that you have to confront it. You have to look at it. You have to examine it. You have to ask yourself if it's worth it. You have to ask yourself what it means to you. You have to ask yourself if you're willing to sell yourself out in order to keep it. Right?
Yeah.
Do you really want to sing this song 100 times a year? The same song to make your fans, rather than do something entirely different and then your fans say, whatever happened to him? So you have to face yourself. You have to face your values, right? So how many of us are willing to look at the things we are, quote, successful in, if we even feel successful? Because so many of us, no matter how, quote, successful we are, we feel insecure because people do feel insecure. But even let's suppose for a moment that we feel like this is a success. How many of us are trapped by it? So are we willing to stop being trapped by it? Stop being trapped by the physical things that we have purchased while we were busily being successful, and say, okay, I'm willing to downsize. I am willing to not be the most beautiful woman in the world anymore. I'm willing to have wrinkles. I don't want to sing that song again. I don't want that job. I just don't want to have to prove myself anymore. And that can be a gift if we actually take it seriously. So I want you to think for a minute what success means to you and what you're paying for it. Oh yes, I'm finally becoming successful because people are enjoying my music, or giving me praise for my physical therapy, or something, or rehiring me, or are giving me a raise. But I don't want to do this. 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 How many of us have been willing to do that? How many of us have been willing to stand up to social pressure from friends, from peers, from people who depend on us, from our parents who have all this pride because of our success? My son, the doctor, who is now my son, the sanitation engineer. Oh, I feel so proud of my son. He went to Harvard and he now collects garbage because that's what he really wants to do. And my son is really a success because he is fulfilling himself, his destiny. Oh yeah, right, every day. Just every day. So think for a minute about what you have considered success, what you have paid for it, and you even want it. And I'm going to play the piano for you for like 2 minutes while you meditate on that question. How many of you are having an easy time thinking about this? And how many of you are having a tough time facing this question? But oh no, you have no idea. I've worked so hard for this. I've worked so hard for this. I've worked so hard for this. I don't even want to ask myself if I want to do it. Oh no, I want to, instead of asking myself if I want to do it, I'll just focus on retiring. You know, so I'll only do this. I'm a successful lawyer, and all I can do is think about retiring. Well, is that success? Is that fulfillment? Are we, so going back to the definition of success, so I was talking about completion, right? But maybe real success is not so much about completion as it is about fulfillment. Fulfillment is what we feel. Completion is what we do. And it looks like we have.
Oh, Amy has a comment. I think success is having enough music gigs to make a good income, partially to prove to myself and others that playing music isn't second class compared to being a physician.
Very good point, because Amy is a physician and a musician. That is such an important point, Amy. Proving something to yourself. Proving something to yourself. That's a lot of stress. real success has nothing to do with us proving anything.
And speaking of income, I went to law school to become a lawyer so that I could make a good income and be a success in the world. And I spent a lot of years. It cost me a lot of time and trouble pursuing that path until I finally realized, wait a minute, I'm not really that well suited for this. And then I realized that I was much better suited being a hypnotherapist. And then I got training in that, and I did that. And that was fulfilling.
Well, that's great. So sometimes some of us learn the important lesson of success, which is to look at it honestly, to ask ourselves what it means to us, ask ourselves if we are fulfilled, and being willing to make the necessary choices to have a life that nurtures us from the inside rather than prove something about ourselves. Now, you know, Amy, if you are enjoying your music gigs, more power to you. That's the only thing that matters, although it's really nice to get paid too. But you know what I'm saying? And success, of course, sometimes we measure it by money. But that's because we live in a sick society when we should be measuring it by our own fulfillment. So come back next Wednesday, and I hope we don't have any more technical problems. I don't know what happened today, but you know, there's always something around here, right? And come back and see it. And now like the show, love the show. If you do, share the show. You must know some people who are driven by the need to look successful, to make money, or to get those raises, or to get those higher jobs. And that getting those may have to do more with looking successful to others than having that sense of fulfillment yourself. And I don't know what Todd says. Oh, wait.
Oh, Todd
Can you go back? Go back, because
okay.
we're missing something.
Oh, here we go. I think success is creating authentic connections and supporting others with what I have
Yes.
to offer.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that is what fulfills you, Todd. And that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful.
And then Amy says, what really fuels wanting to have a bigger income from music is that I love playing the harp. And I want to have more opportunities to play because of that.
That's right.
Mm.
And if you are in demand, you may not have to do side gigs to keep you going because somebody is actually paying you for
Right.
what you love doing.
Yeah.
And that can be a very fulfilling experience, no matter how successful and unsuccessful you look like on the outside. Anyway, we have to
There
shut
we are.
up. We are at the end of our show. Next Wednesday. Hey, guys, come play with us next Wednesday.
And then what about tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, and Thursday night is Beth Green's Magical Piano Improvisations night. So come and hear me play the piano.
And that's at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
That's right. And Granny Rocks is 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, Pacific time. And Beth Green's Magical Piano Improvisations is Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And I am going to go on the show tomorrow, and I'm not even going to think about whether or not it's a success, meaning I'm going to just play what comes to me, and if I lose all my listeners, I'm going to cry. No, I'm going to be proud of myself for having done what I
And
believe
fulfilling
in.
yourself
Yes.
and what you're doing.
That's right.
Yeah.
We love you. We apologize for the delay in the beginning, and we hope that you had a good time. And please share
Yeah.
this show with others and love and like, and come back and visit us and
Bye for now.
follow our Facebook
See you
page
next
and all
time.
that good stuff. Bye-bye.